everyone, welcome back to the next instalment. I think this is episode 8 maybe now this will be, plus Ali did his little a day in the life of a couple of weeks ago. Apologies, we haven't been as regular at posting as we'd probably like to be. We've been really busy on site the last couple of weeks. You know, there's school holidays now, so there's extra childcare that people need to take for their kids, and people are going on holiday. So as such, I've pretty much been flat out on site for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and my back feels it. But yeah, so anyway, a little catch up of where we've been the last few weeks. So project 1, you'll see our radial extension in South Hereford that's coming towards a close now. There's been an awful lot of change requests on that site, so we're there still probably a little bit longer than we thought we would have been, but everything's been priced for and agreed, so that's fine. Since you last seen that, we've finished installing all the joinery, all the first fix M&E works have been completed, it's fully plastered, and featuring quite heavily in this episode will be all the installation of the underfloor heating. That's a really nice, exciting point to get to, and it's going to add a great deal of warmth to that house, so that's brilliant. Project 2 is our small zinc extension. Not an awful lot of work's been done there. All we had to do was finish the ceiling in birch ply material, so a lot of scribes and angular cuts there to do. But that looks really smart, so we're really pleased with that one. Third is another new project we started in South Hereford. It's got some beautiful views from up there where that plot is. We've been there 2 weeks, so you'll just see some demolition works, the proposed plans. So we're excited to take you on that journey there. And then fourth and finally is the continuation of the passive build with Ali and his crew over near the Malvern Hills. There's been an awful lot of work that's been done there, so we're excited to show you where we are with it. And yeah, again, apologies for the lack in social posting recently, but yeah, here we go. Let us know what you think. Okay, so I am at our South Hereford radial extension and just stood in front of the new front door the guys instated last week. This is from Green Building Store. Really nice quality windows, same as the rest in the cottage. Triple glazed, solid timber, painted. Yeah, so as you can see, this is the newly constructed porch roof above my head there. That's the extension that will be clad in oak, and the front door. We'll go through and take a look at what the guys have been doing. Okay. In we go. Nice. We're going to square this splayed window up here, and what that means is we can rotate the shower tray through 90 degrees, have it running that way, and it won't come past the window. That's quite a late minute change of plan, which one of the guys had a look at and thought it would work. So yeah, we've got the aqua panel ready to go on for the tiles. It's all boarded. First fix electrical spots are in, and yeah, this will start getting plastered out by my old man today. And then in here, we've just got a mix of all the plastering products that are used regularly. So I'm trying to get a bit more focus. We've got a bonding coat compound, dab adhesive, and of course your multi-skim. Now this bonding compound, this one, when mixed with water, basically that adheres your plasterboard on to areas that you can't timber or stud out. And then you've got your bonding coat here. Bonding coat is essentially, it's like a rough finish plaster used to level out areas of uneven walls. So you can see where we broke through here. This is a new opening. We put a coat of bonding around that to make that wall somewhere near flat before it gets plastered. So that's the idea of that. And then your multi-finish skim goes across all the other areas. So yeah, this whole space has been opened out nicely, looking really good. And then going through into our new extension. You might have to look back on some previous videos to remember the size of this space, but you can see on the floor that sort of coloured trench there that you've been filled. That's where the footprint of the old house was, and just by this bit of steel work and a relatively small extension, I guess, how much it's opened up this space for the kitchen living area. Okay, so we haven't done any filming here for a while, so I'm on site a bit this week helping the guys put the underfloor down.
So we spent the last couple of days prepping the floor and getting all these trays in, and now we have the very talented and experienced Nick, one of our carpenters, who's got a lot of experience in underfloor heating, working out all the zones, because these prefabricated mouldings you see obviously can only take you a certain way, and the shape of this building is such that you know, we have to redirect some of the heating pipes. So you simply use a router and join up the trays to go to the correct zones. So Nick's spending some time working out all the runs and the zones. We'll go and check up on him. All leading back to the manifold that was installed a few weeks ago. All being well, we should get to do some pipe runs this afternoon. Like I said, all the zoning is nearly worked out now. So yeah, we'll shoot that as well. So what we have here is a CAD drawing, the layout for the underfloor heating. So between this and simple sketches such as this, which is the kitchen layout, that means we can mark out on the floor the no heat zones where we do not need to run pipes. So you see here, we've marked out the breakfast island. No heat needed under there. Or along this wall where the kitchen units will be. Similarly, if we head through to the downstairs WC, in the middle there, back to where the 4-inch waste goes, there'll be no pipe work in there because the toilets go in there, need to be fixed down. So a bit of a process, but worth getting it right.
So we'll just start off connecting up to the manifold. Route the pipes through the pre-cut runs. 150 centres around here. This is roughly a 100-metre zone. So the pipe work will run all the way up here, up and down, back down. That tape there marks the end of the zone, so that will be a new zone. So this pipe work then runs across here, down here, and returns to the manifold.
Okay, so really productive day yesterday on site. We got 6 out of the 10 heating zones down and then finished up the last 4 quickly this morning. So the guys are just going around now, putting any extra clips and tape needed down before we start laying the floor. The plumbers pressure tested this up to 4 bar. You can see it's holding nicely there. So it's passed the pressure test, which is great, which means we're ready to do our last bit of self-leveling over this area by the manifold, and then we can start putting the finished floor down throughout. We've got a mixture of engineered flooring, an oak veneered finish, and some porcelain tiles going down in the entrance here and in the bathroom and utility. So before we start tiling on here, we've got all the detraumating to put down. But yeah, exciting point to get to, and we're going to start on the flooring very soon. We're pushing to completion, and we're well into getting the surface finishes down now. I don't know off the top of my head how many square metres of this engineered oak flooring we're putting down, but it's going down behind me here. Like you can see, there is barely
any flat surfaces or square corners, so lots of scribing to do. But yeah, let's take a closer look. Weighted it down with some of the buckets of adhesives on top of all the underfloor heating, and just sort of made walkways with the empty boxes of cardboard because this is unfinished. So we've got to put some oil on this once it's all down. Aaron doing some scribing. Gives a smile. Pretty much what I look at all day. And then in here, through onto the Dietra, all the tiled area. Main man Nick, main man James. Getting the shower tiled. We've got the plumber coming back on Thursday to start second fixing, so we're going to get the shower cubicle tiled, try and get the floor tiled as well if we can, so vanity unit can go in down here with the basin, toilet. Yeah, looking good, all coming together. So we've got a neat little trick which we'll show you now. Okay, so to get around this door frame, we get an offcut of the flooring that we're putting down at the moment, lie it up against substrate that it's going onto, and using a fane saw, you cut this bit of door frame out, and then that'll give you a nice gap to slide into after. Quite noisy, so let's go. Bit of door frame cut out, and then when this flooring comes round, we should be able to just slide it under, and then you've got a lovely nice neat finish like that, no gap. Okay, job we're doing today is we are putting some birch face ply on the underside of this ceiling. The architects designed this to have birch face ply rather than traditional plasterboard and skim, so it's going to be a really nice detail. Lots of scribes and stuff for us to get round. But me and Aaron are working on this one today. We've worked together lots in the past, so we'll detail some of the scribes and show some of the birch ply up close. We're up in the roof space and giving a close up to this birch ply that we're scribing on. So I've just cut this one by distance scribe down there. Aaron's going to offer it in and make any minor adjustments that we need to. And we've got to do this ceiling, pitching back down and all the way to the doors, and the same on the other side. I'll take this down now, trim these bits and pieces. A couple of areas where we just need to take a couple of mil off, and then it'll fit lovely. Good morning everyone, it's Tuesday morning and welcome to Aspire's latest new project. We broke ground yesterday on this new 2-storey timber frame side return in South Hereford. We've got some demolition work to do before we get started digging. The architectural plans on this job have been provided by Hills & Co. Aspire are taking full project management throughout the duration of this build and we're excited to share the journey with you. Some beautiful views from this project. So I'm stood at the bottom of the garden, and if we look up there we can see the project we're talking about, and the demolition work has started. So yesterday, there was a roof on here. So the guys stripped back all the lead, all the tiles, batten felt, managed to get the rafters and the purlins off yesterday, and that brick gable. So really cracking first day yesterday. We've got the electrician here now, just moving the main supply for us. And we've got the plumber coming shortly to cap off the boiler. So this is the building that's coming down, and the kitchen was in here, the old kitchen. So we ripped it out. I've capped off the water. The guy's going to put a temporary standpipe outside shortly. All this structure will be removed. The old distribution board was up there. So like I said, the electrician's come now, capped everything off. I'm going to put a temporary supply in for us. All the structure should be down by the end of the week.
Mainly because like when Thomas put in turkey to look for turkey, like birds come up and stuff. So they've changed it, properly changed
Like
it.
Christmas turkeys?
Yeah. A Hindi actually, if you're Turkish.
That's not true.
It is. That's part of the reason.
Anything else new I need to know about Turkey?
Not really. I'll give you a language lesson at break.
I won't be here that long.
No.
So the edge of the building is going to be approximately here where this spot is. So we've measured out just over 5 meters. This line here, 5.2. So we'll dig a big hole here for our rainwater soakaway, and some of this rubble that we can't use can go in that hole to act as a soakaway.
We've got that structure that we looked at last week has been demolished by the guys here. They stripped all the roof back, removed the rafters, timber purlins, all the ceiling joists. They've dropped all the brick walls, and Arnie's very kindly cleaned a load off because we've got a new gable to build in this structure that's reclaiming some of these bricks that were existing here. All the joinery's been removed. We've had a few skips come and gone already. The guy's breaking up the pad now behind me, as you can hear. So yeah, all good. Yeah, like I said, we're just breaking up behind me there. And the top layer is about 60-65 mil worth of screed. So that comes up really easily. And then underneath the screed in this old building, you've got the concrete pad, which we think is going to be between 4 and 6 inches. 150 mil deep maybe. Sorry, let Arnie pass. Yeah, so all that will go in the skip, and then we'll break up the concrete pad, and then we can dig out the depth for our new floor build up. Get him in gear, on. There's a gear there somewhere. Just got to find him. No. Ah, we got him. Look at that. When God made a man, that's who he envisaged.
So back at our passive house build, most of the rafters are on now upstairs. We're missing a few just up there at the moment. We're just waiting for a structural engineer to get back to us with some details so we can just get everything perfectly correct. All the membrane is on outside now. We're just going to start panel venting and aquaboarding the outside. As soon as the structural engineer has given us the correct details, we can then finish off doing the roof. So we'll be able to get it watertight, which is a really big milestone in the build. It's been all hands at deck the last couple of weeks. We've been a bit slow at filming, but hopefully you'll be able to see within the next couple of videos the progress that we've been making on site. So this great big of timber is called a glue lamb. And this glue lamb is going to be fitting just up here and coming across all the way and rested on top of here. So one of these special brackets, Sherpa brackets. This gets routed in flush. This bit sticking out. This is a male. We'll put the female. I'll put the female on the other glue lamb, and then it will just slip in then and hold it there tight. So we've been timber framing for exactly 2 weeks today. So it's going to do a little walkthrough of where we are. So we're currently stood in the kitchen dining area. These are the walls. We've done all the walls out of I-beams. I'm going to do a little video later on to show you the exact detail of the external walls. So I've got Craig up here now, marking all the joist hangers for the posies. Got Chani over there, going to do the same over there. So where we are at the moment, there's going to be a big kitchen here. So there's a big centre island going here, kitchen going in this room here. We fitted the glue lamb yesterday, mechanical fixing and the edges. So they're all ready now to have the posies. So if I walk through now into the new hallway, it's a downstairs WC in the hallway under the stairs. Great big hallway with open plan, bolted here. Walking then into the downstairs bedroom, downstairs shower room, the wet room. Then walking here, this is going to be the boot room then. Go into the covered entrance. And then this is utility. So we're running hot and cold taps outside. This is all going to be zinc clad or metal clad roof. Going out into the extension, all going to be covered so they can walk from the garage into the gym and the outside utility, all into the boot room, everywhere nice and safe. So big day for us today. I've hired the telehandler for a couple of days. So we've got the glue lambs all cut, ready now, and they are going to be boomed up to the top of the ridge. So the glue lambs are finally on this side of the building. Structural walls, what we're going to do now is just build up some structural walls underneath them to support them. And then we've got 2 more glue lamps to fit now across this side here. So I'll get some footage of that later with the telehandler booming them up. So upstairs on the first floor, all the ceilings have been OSB'd, so everywhere on the whole building is going to get OSB'd. So we finished doing that, and then we started insulating the internal walls. So these all get then finished with a sheet of OSB. So I'm keeping the membrane on from outside, just a bit of weather tight, so all the water doesn't get in here and ruin any of the OSB. So these great big glue lambs that are holding up the ridge of the roof are held together with a 3-stud cripple, and then it's sandwiched either side by another piece of timber. So it's sandwiching it all together, keeping it all nice and tight and structurally safe. All of the fire curb membrane is on, all the battens around the window, and these are the battens going to be catching the aquaboard for the render. So you can see what Paul and the goat are doing. So all the insulation has gone on top now, and then we have a wood fibre panel vent board. This is a cold bridging material to stop any cold bridging going inside. So this will get then felted and battened and then counter battened again. So hello to the camera, goat.
Hello.
Benno's made a little appearance for today. Shocky's on the phone first thing in the morning, just sat at the bottom of the garden. So we're finally getting the roof in the dry. So it means that we're going to be putting all the felt, and then these are the battens holding it all down, and then we're going to put counter battens all across to catch all the tiles. All the rafters are on. Around the back of the building, it's all felt and battened and insulated. You can see that we've got the 300mm worth of insulation just hanging over the edge, and we're going to be running that down all on these rafters here. So it's quite a big step now. So what it means in the next couple of days, we can make the building watertight, and that means then it frees up all the electrical and plumbing first fixing, which means then we can get all the pipe work in for the bathrooms and the underfloor heating, etc, etc, etc. So it's quite a big step with the build. So Arnie's progressing really well with his stonework. Give us a little wave, Arnie.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned across all the social media platforms to see our progress over the next few weeks. And a big shout out to Turkish Tim for his debut on our YouTube video.